tournament. That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently it's 12:01 and it's 73 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned because XL Prime Time is next right here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Attention. Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.,
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes,
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
and Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, yesterday came and went with a whimper, just as far as your Jacksonville Jaguars were concerned. I don't know that you're upset about it, though. Yes, you want to see two good players stay in the teal and back, primarily the Devin Lloyds, the Travis Etiennes of the world. But from a financial point of view, wasn't gonna happen. And so the deadline came and went. There were a few guys that were tagged. There were a few guys that weren't. That probably raised some eyebrows, so we will get it going today. We are minus Matt Hayes today, but Big Sirs and I, and E to the T.
Come on, somebody.
Ready to go. Now, Big Sirs, I don't know, E, if you have the round of applause, but I had to go do my lab work, okay, earlier today. And so I had been trying to behave myself and not eat too many bad foods, guzzle too many cold ones. And so Big Sirs was aware of this. And what did he do? What did you do? You brought in? Yeah. Hang on, I'm not hearing you.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Hey,
Yeah.
I brought in lunch.
Yeah.
I knew you were going through something, so I didn't want to mess with your results. Because I knew you had to do your blood work, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring anything fried or
I love it.
died or laid to the side.
Listen, you're the man. You did it. And JJ is over in Italy, and he's texted us pictures of these great pies in Florence that he's enjoying. And I'm like,
Bro, I could never eat pizza again after I saw how they cook it in Italy, bro.
I'll tell you what, I will get over there one day. Hopefully you'll get over there one day. You've already been to Barcelona, so you know at least what the cuisine is all about, the experience and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so he's over there having a good time. But, yeah, it looks dang good. That's for sure. So Matt on USA Today work detail today, so he'll be back tomorrow. But we'll have Coach Geraldingham coming up in just a little bit, kind of taking us through the combine. But let's at least hit on this part to begin with. And there's no getting away from it, Big. The lack of money this football team right now has to spend in free agency is not a good thing. But at the same time, if they build this bad boy through the draft, you're not going to be sitting here late February, early March jonesing for some big splash signing if this football team's good through the core.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anytime you have to spend a lot of money on free agency means that you missed in the draft. And this team, this new regime, they want to build this team through the draft. Now, it could be a good and a bad thing because if you're building your team through the draft, that means you're relying on a lot of young players to come in, be developed, and then be day one starters. And I mean, that's how you keep your money. You keep your money by developing the young talent within the draft process to where you don't have to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on free agency. Only problem I have with that is, as far as productivity, the two guys, and I wasn't surprised that neither one of those guys, Devin Lloyd or ATN, wasn't tagged in any capacity. Right. I was just a little surprised that the productivity of especially a guy like ATN, you can't let 13 touchdowns just walk out the door.
I know.
You can't do it, but I mean, it's the money. The money ain't right. You know, you got to figure you got to do something with it.
And I'm just going to steal a page from the stories you've told in years past, especially up in Pittsburgh, is that the best way to say goodbye to a guy that you can't pay is to have someone waiting in the wings. And they did that. And the Steelers for the longest time, you could replace running backs, wide receivers, linebackers. I ain't gonna say they replaced you, but you know what I mean. They tried.
They did.
They had guys waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. And Pittsburgh was a huge proponent of not overpaying for guys, even their own guys in free agency. They built the team through that draft. They developed well, and they didn't miss a beat. And after I left and the Woodsons left and the Lakes left, the Steelers still made the playoffs. Now, they were never serious Super Bowl contenders at some capacity. You know what? Maybe they lost to the Broncos. I mean, lost to the Broncos in the championship game when Cordell Stewart was there. So they had aspirations. But I'm saying, if you can build it like that and you can save money and develop and have a young roster and you have success, then you know what you're doing.
So here's where we are, okay? And free agency starts next week. You're going to get a good idea of what this team may or may not do. I think Quentin Morris, the signing, while not a big splash, he's a dude that comes back, and I put him in that category of raising the floor. That's what Jimmy Gladstone said he wanted to do when he came into town and took over the job of GM and took over and ran Trent Baalke right out of town. He said, I'm going to raise the floor of this football team. So you did not have tight ends that could come off the practice squad, step into a game day uniform, and make plays for any regular basis going back over time. This is a great example of a guy that comes from the practice squad in Quentin Morris. He was fourth on the depth chart when you're talking tight ends, and he was able to not only make plays but get in the end zone to score.
Yeah, and there's also a trust factor. If you got a guy that's on the practice squad, you bring him up to the roster, and he's a huge proponent in helping you win in ball games, that's development. That's absolutely development. You develop the guy, you trust the guy, he knows the system, and he goes out there and he's a productive asset to the team. Yeah, that's development. And, if they know they can do that with a guy like that, then they figure they can do that with guys in the draft.
And so that takes us back to what you just said about the running back. It sucks to see a Travis Etienne have his best year in a Jaguar uniform and walk right out the door. Totally get it. If money wasn't an issue, you'd love to see him back. I don't think too many people would ever argue, hey, take money, put it to the side. Hell yes, I want number one in the backfield. But they may go get a number one in Tampa, meaning Rachaad White wearing that same jersey number that thrived in Liam Cohen's offense, and then another guy rose up in Bucky Irving and basically took his job. And so that's kind of like the tutorial on what Liam Cohen and a coaching staff is looking to do. We're going to find a dude that can do things for us, and then if we got another guy that's flashing and is special, we're not going to hesitate to take plays away from one guy and give it to the other guy, which is what they did with Bucky Irving as a rookie in Tampa Town and made plays.
And he might be a tick less than Travis Etienne. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He ain't the I think Travis Etienne's fought through injuries early in his career and stayed really healthy and tough this last go-around, whereas Rachaad White did have to deal with some injuries and was down quite a bit. But he comes at about a third of the price, maybe half price.
Okay.
Are you interested now?
Yeah. The injuries, though, bro.
I know.
That'll be my only concern. Like you say, Etienne, I mean, he struggled early in his career, and then he pretty much was healthy throughout the last 3 years while he was there as a Jaguar. So that's a huge gamble, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get him for a tick less, but you might get the injuries at a tick more.
And so then we get to the other side. Devin Lloyd, you say goodbye to him. Monteric Brown, nothing's happened just yet. We'll find out whether it does. But those are the big deals that you're trying to figure out. How is this team going to replace these guys if they exit stage left? And I totally get it. And there were a couple of guys that, like, if you heard the names, De'Ami Brown, are you going to miss him?
No. Oh, of course not. No.
Manny Agba.
No.
Dewey.
A little, maybe. Yeah. Fan favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a leadership, and he
absolutely
he made plays, but he wasn't like at all of that. But he was a good playmaker. You gonna miss Greg Newsome?
No.
You're gonna miss Austin Johnson?
Who? No.
There you go. There's your answer. Tim Patrick?
No.
Okay, he made a couple plays. But,
yeah, he made a couple plays.
But you can find those guys.
Yeah, you can find those type of guys. Yeah.
DeJuan Smoot. He's a good player.
Good player, bro.
Up in age.
Up in age, journeyman, yeah, a little long in tooth.
Dennis Gardeck.
Oh, I mean, he had his moments.
Yeah.
He had his moments, yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I don't know how pricey he'll be, but that's a guy that they went and found. And it doesn't mean that they can't figure out a way to get him to stick around, depending on the numbers that they can work with. And then Buster Brown. That's the next.
Buster Brown had a good season.
Yeah. That's the next big headliner that started quite a few games and certainly made some plays out there. Yeah. All right, so you guys kind of let us know what you're thinking, 641-1010. You hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We'll get Gerald Ingram in here hanging out with us. He is a former running backs coach here. He was with TC here and up in New York, and he was watching a bunch of the Combine over the weekend, and, of course, did a bunch of work around the Combine for a number of years, so we'll say hello to him coming up on XL Primetime. It is a golf club of Southampton Wednesday. It's the home of the Coastal Equipment Gook and Open. Fired up for that in late April, but you can get there right now before the renovations take place and take advantage of big-time savings. We're talking the initiation fee will go up after the reno, so it's already $1,000 less, and you get to take $1,000 off of that bad boy, plus get $500 in Pro Shop credit. So take advantage of it. Log on to their website, check out the Golf Club of Southampton, golfsouthampton.com, or check out their Facebook page.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway. It's golf's biggest stage this side of the majors, and 1010XL has you inside the ropes.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by Surfside Pools, San Jose Collision, and Lucas Tree Service.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Gold is now around $5,000 an ounce, and silver at an all-time high. If you have old jewelry laying around, then go to the Estates Roadshow. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. The Estates Roadshow is going on right now through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance and in Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express. For more information, visit estatesroadshow.com or follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming shows and locations.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Tusk, the classic tribute to Fleetwood Mac. Friday, March 6th at Florida Theater. Playing the hits and deep cuts of Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Fleetwood Mac. An unforgettable show with the iconic music you love. On sale now at floridatheater.com. Don't miss Tusk. Recreating the Fleetwood Mac experience like no other.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. XL Primetime Wednesday, teed up by the Golf Club of Southampton, home of the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open Golf Tournament.
I always love to brag on Derek DiStefano, the entire family. Derek and his team of people working to make sure they give you a great golf experience. And, of course, now getting ready for that Coastal Equipment Guggen Open coming up in late April. That's Derek DiStefano, all the vowels except you. And he is fired up and ready to go, especially with membership opportunities before the reno takes place. We'll keep telling you about that. Now, one of the members of XL Primetime is one of our coaches, Gerald Ingram, who joins us now. He's rocking the rings. You see that? You see that, Big Sur?
Of course, yes.
He's fanning those right in front of you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, Coach, is that?
That's what we're reaching for. You know, it just reminds me every day that Jacksonville's right on the verge again.
I love it. I love it.
Got to be positive.
I love it. So, Coach has got 2 Super Bowl rings with Coach Tom Coughlin up there in New York. Coach Tom Coughlin will have his J-Fun Wine Gala Thursday night, so you know that he's going to be the talk of the town with all the funds that they will raise for the J-Fun in a couple of nights, tomorrow night. There you go. But we wanted to get Coach Ingram in to talk a little ball with us as far as the Combine is concerned. Big Surse performed well there, turned himself into a first-rounder. You certainly have seen a ton of Combines. What did you think about what you saw this year?
Well, I think every year it gets better, you know, from that standpoint of what they try to deliver and do. And everybody trains for the Combine now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's, you know, they become bigger, faster, stronger.
Oh, yeah.
You saw the linebackers break records, tight end break records. You know, everybody's trying to reach that pinnacle of the best they can be. You know, but, you know, when it's all said and done, Leon can tell you better than anybody else. It comes down to playing ball and who can handle getting hit in the mouth and bouncing back. Yeah. You know, and show who you really are as a football player. But from a coaching standpoint and building a team and what you need to do, the Combine is your first opportunity as a coaching staff to meet the players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember for years coming in, and when the players come in and you size them up and you get a chance to have your one-on-one meetings. And a lot of that is scripted, and they've talked to their agents, and it's one after another. And you have to do a better job as a coach and a person to get everything out of them. You know, the stories could go on. I can sit there and tell you stories that we couldn't talk about. But some of the funniest things that would happen, you know, and you could tell they were led on by other people and agents and what else. But, you know, once, you know, they break that wall down and that barrier, you get to know that individual and his character and how's he going to be on the field, off the field, as best you can, and how much X's and O's that he knows. You know, so that's your first chance. You know, before you get to the Combine as a coach, you get a chance to watch the tape. You guys have seen some of these guys throughout the year, and not everybody has. And as a coaching staff, you're working every week, but on Saturdays when, especially away trips, you get a chance to watch some of these guys play.
College ball.
A little bit of college ball, not a lot. So there's a lot of catching up to do, you know? So the Combine is the day of stats. And, you know, like I said, your introduction to the player. You watch the tape before you get there. So now it's the confirmation of the speed, the hard work. Did he train? You know, I'm not trying to get, you know, we're not trying to get all in like this has been so commercialized nowadays. I mean, you can be honest as a coach, you can sit there and watch this on TV. You're going to get the tape anyway because it's so rapid fire. Okay, to do a really good job, you really need to look at it over. Now, Tom always believed in, you know, your first instinct impression of the guy, you know, and rank that right away. You know, because the numbers do fall. But as a coach, I mean, there's so many and it goes so fast. You do watch it a few times to see their fluidity, you know, their change of direction, their balance. You know, the only thing you wish you could do that you get out of the Senior Bowl is the actual one-on-one evaluation.
Yeah.
To see somebody go against somebody. You know, all the flashiness of how good they kick and how they move.
Real football, right?
Yeah.
Real football.
Coach, the evaluation of these players has got to be a lot more difficult than when you were evaluation pre-NIL, because one of the frequent questions that was asked to me when I was at the Combine is, Leon, once you make this money, will it change your mentality about the game? Because there's a difference between a lion in the jungle and a lion in the zoo. The lion in the jungle knows that if he don't go hunt, he don't eat. And that was my mentality when I play. If I don't go hunt, I don't go eat. But now these kids with the NIL, they're making money in high school. They're making money in college. So through a conversation, how can you tell if this kid is equipped to want to play for the love of the game?
Well, money it's changed everything. It just totally has changed everything. Like I said, they don't know what to do with their money. They don't have the same drive that you had and we all had to try and get there. There was one purpose. I wanted to get there and prove that I was the best of the best. Okay? That was your goal. Some of us made it and some of us didn't. That's the war of attrition and fighting against each other. And like you said, now you have the money and now you have these young kids making determinations of when they're going to play and when they're not going to play. Where back in the day, you didn't have that choice. You had that small window to prove yourself. Okay. You didn't have that choice. Well, I'm not going to play in this bowl game and I'm not going to play this, or I'm not going to run at the combine. That started, that was a progression in itself. And I'm only going to work out on my workout day and that's going to be my day. Okay. But a lot of that was the influence of agents. And that's still going to be the influence of agents. And if with this NIL and everything, they're going to have to change something, because if not, the agents are going to, they're infiltrating now on these young kids. Basketball has done it for years.
Oh, yeah.
Because AAU leagues, they play, they've been getting away with murder for years.
Yeah, exactly.
They couldn't even control it. It was so bad.
Yeah, AAU started when you were just a dozen years old, basically, and that's how it happened. But the quality of the player,
yes,
mentally and physically speaking, less or more.
Well, that's the biggest
quality
problem.
Physically more.
They're more physical now because we start training earlier.
Okay.
On these kids. And if a father or a relative or so forth or a coach sees somebody with some God-given ability early at age, Pop Warner, they're starting them out early. But that doesn't mean their mental capacity is there. Not everybody is willing to train these guys mentally to prepare, to push them, to understand that this is your dream. I mean, you look at the style kids.
Yeah.
I mean, their father did a hell of a job. He really did. But he has that experience. But you can see the hunger in those two kids' eyes that they've trained for this moment because their dad has been there. Not every kid gets that opportunity.
Big Search ran a 4.92.
At my pro day, I ran 4.92.
Yeah, back in the day. And
I did bench press. I did the bench press 28 at my pro day, 28 times, and then my vertical was 28.
So 4.92, Coach Ingram, he would have been right there, top 4 as far as the 40 times. So that impressed the hell out of me, even though they are bigger, faster, stronger right now. It seems like.
Definitely. I mean, you are who you are as an individual, but you got to remember, if we were to put a money value on his heart and his drive, it's even higher than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Not every kid has it. Some kids have that build, they have that body. They don't have the heart and the drive, the desire, to say, you know what? When I was growing up, I was naturally playing against guys that were 3, 4, 5 years older than me. And that was a challenge to me. And to have an upperclassman talk to me, down to me, like I couldn't do it, dare me. Okay, just dare me. Okay, that's the competitiveness that you want out of an individual.
Yeah.
Okay, that's standing on the sideline and say, okay, I'm not there yet, but I want to be there. I'm hungry to get on that field. I can prove to that guy it's not about the money. It's about me and him. And I'm going to prove to everybody that I'm better than that guy. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'll challenge everybody. And that's what you try to find at the combine.
That's that inner.
Yeah. So, Coach, let me ask you this question. So, because the dynamics of football has changed and guys are getting 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years of college football, if everything is equal, if you had a kid that came out after his sophomore year or a kid that stayed a little longer, maybe 24 to 21, if I'm saying all things equal, does maturity play a factor, or are you going with the wild card kid because he has more upside?
Well, I think you see it in college right now, and that's why the high school kids are struggling now to get scholarships. Everybody wants that more mature kid that's already played, has experience, and I'd rather recruit that kid and try and figure out, that this young high school kid has it or not.
Yeah.
So it's hurt the program. So a lot of guys that you and I played with wouldn't get that opportunity.
Okay, so but
the guy who develops later, he's got a better chance right now. I mean, it's ridiculous now that a guy can be 25, 26 years old, be playing. Hell, I was happy to get out of there by 21, 22. Okay? But that's hindsight.
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh, geez, that extra couple years, I might have went here, there. I could have changed positions. You can do a lot of more things now.
So in college, you would take the older guy, but like Big Sur is saying, ceiling-wise, when you go from college to pro, are you maybe looking at that 21-year-old versus – because
you're still taking a chance. What happens is the combine and the draft is not a crystal ball.
Mm-hmm.
There are more busts than there are successes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we don't want to. We never discuss about all the guys that don't make it that you thought were going to make it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if those guys had a chance to develop, it's not baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got a minor league and you can develop. Well, this is as close as it gets right now.
Mm-hmm.
And having that.
Because you're looking at basically, with compensatory picks, let's just say there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 that are going to be drafted, and then there's 320 that go to the combine, and then all the other cats that HBCU combine that they have, all that.
And their level has gotten better.
Yeah.
And more respectable as well.
Yeah.
Because even the Division, 2 kids nowadays, those kids are now being recruited. I mean, Division 3, they're moving up to Division 2, then they're moving up to Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got more of an opportunity to grow, develop, and prove who they are, by the time they're 2021 and say, oh, wow, maybe I'm a lot better than I thought.
Right.
My confidence level is getting even higher than when I did, if I would have come out. And then I remember being at Michigan, there were guys there, if they had gone to Mid-American Conference or gone somewhere else and developed, they'd be legit. But because you're stacked at Alabama, Ohio State, and everybody else,
you're stuck on the depth chart.
You're stuck on a depth chart, and you start to lose your confidence. Yeah. Just like in the NFL. I remember Kyle Brady talking about it. He says, when I went to, and I thought the world of Kyle. I went and saw him play at Penn State. When we were here, I had to go do a game, and they were playing IU at IU. And it was like the blind side. Kyle is knocking a guy into the bench.
That was back when Indiana sucked. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's when it really sucked. Lee Corso was there, and when he said, when he came to hear the Jaguar, I said, well, what happened in New York? He says, man, the day they booed me on the draft for taking a tight end in the draft, you start questioning yourself.
Wow.
Yeah. And how many times, Leon, you start thinking, it says, when guys start questioning themselves, your playability changes. When you're in high school and you think you're the man, and you're in college, you think you're the man, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, you've never experienced that before.
Coach, I don't know, because I was a little different now. When I came to Pittsburgh and I held out all the training camp, and then I finally signed and I came to training camp. When I got out the car, I was suited and boozing, and they just finished practice, and everybody was looking at me crazy. I looked at them crazy right back. I was like, because I knew I was good. I say, y'all lucky to have me right now, to be quite honest with you.
Well, because but you have to keep that.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, you're a man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There are a lot of boys that are playing around you. And us as coaches are loving that. When we see a man walk in the door, we said, that man's a man.
Right. We got something.
We got something here.
Coach,
we ain't worried about, you know what? We're worried about, I can talk about some other names on that front line, but we ain't worried about Lee.
Well, same thing that
he's a man.
Same thing that Big Surse and Tony Pacelli said about Freddie T when he walks in the door, who you coached. All right, we're going to keep it going. We will definitely give you an opportunity to jump in, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Anybody you saw at the Combine that you might want to just throw Coach Gerald Ingram's way, do it right now at Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. Thanks to them. If you want to head on out, it is gorgeous weather right now. Call 287-PLAY.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom who got rear-ended last year. Tom McMahon is here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial pound law or check out forthepeople.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Shoot your shot with Prize Picks and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. Don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks, Prize Picks. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. It's just that simple, everybody. And now Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup is off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. At Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You can choose Flex Play and get paid even if one of your picks misses, or Power Play for the biggest payouts. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code 1010XL and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play $5 in lineups. That's promo code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play 5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
The Golf Club of Southampton is gearing up for brand new greens and a lot more, and now's your chance to save on membership before the fee increase. Take advantage of a $1,000 savings if you join before the work starts in late April and before the initiation fee goes up. It's a great deal, plus $500 additionally in Pro Shop credit. Don't miss out. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Become a member now and save big. The course is in great shape, so head on out to the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and get on the tee.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not looking at the rear-view mirror of unforgiveness. It's so easy to keep looking in the past when someone has hurt or offended us. What we don't realize is that if we keep looking at the rear-view mirror of anger, it will cause us to miss out on the good things that God has in store right in front of us. Friends, looking in the rear-view mirror of the past will never give you peace in the present.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World,
simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. XL Primetime Wednesday, teed up by the Golf Club of Southampton, home of the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open Golf Tournament.
If you know.
Now, the Lemon Pepper Locker Room with Leon Searcy. Served up by Wingstop.
All right. Wingstop is open till 1 a.m.
You get hungry late?
You get hungry late. And they deliver right to your door. Get those fresh, crispy, hot wings. You don't get them till 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
They deliver till 10, but they're open till 1.
Yeah. Make sure you get
make sure you get that right.
Yeah.
And make sure you get that extra ranch that's available to you.
Can't go wrong with a ranch.
Can't get wrong with the ranch. So I wanted to tell this story. This story, by the way, is an excerpt on my book, Fourth Down the Damn Alignment Story. But I got to tell this story because I'm going to tell you.
It's available on Amazon.
Amazon.com. So when I signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I held out all but 1 day of training camp, all right? So I showed up the last day of training camp, right? So me, my mom, and my sister signed my agreement, contract. My contract, by the way, was 4 years, $4 million, 1.5 to sign.
Mm-hmm.
I was the 11th pick now. This was 1992. That's what I got. 4 years, $4 million, 1.5 to sign. All right. So I come to the stadium, suited and booted. I sign my contract. I get in the town car. We go to Latrobe. I go to Latrobe. I get out town car. They're just finishing practice, right? They're muddy, dirty. They got snot everywhere. I mean, just look at the mess, and everybody's just looking at me crazy, right? Because, this is the first round rookie who decides to hold out the camp of the great Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't care. I walk right in the locker room. The trainer comes up to me and says, "Hey, Searcy." He takes the grays, the shirt and the shorts, and he throws them at me. "Hey, you got a conditioning test. Get dressed." So, well, how you doing?
Welcome.
You know what I'm saying? So I put on my shoes. I go downstairs. And the weightlifting coach's name was Chet. You know Chet, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
You know Chet. Little small dude, right?
Yep.
Small dude.
Penn State guy.
Yeah, Penn State guy. So Chet, I'm warming up and everything. I said, "Hey, Chet, man, what's my conditioning test?" He said, "You got 12 full gases." And I said, "I know damn well my conditioning test ain't no 12 full gases, but this is my conditioning test for holding out a camp." All right, Coach, I'm gonna tell you, I tell you this, Coach, I ran them because I was training in Miami now. I ran them first 8 gases like a champion, like a stallion. The last 4, not so much. I struggled. And after we finished the last one, I'm on the ground. They pouring water on me. And I look to my right, and I see the owner, the general manager, my offensive line coach, and Bill Cowher looking at me, right? Like they had done something. So something in my spirit said, "Leon, get up." And I got up. And I said, "You mofos can't break me." And I saw a little smile on Cowher's face like, okay, we might have us something here. We might have us a little, we got us something here. He got
that's
some
that
heart.
DNA coach that you're talking about, right?
Oh, definitely. And the thing is, Cowher stood right there. Former player, coach. He says, "You know what? I'm going to get him."
I love it. All right. So let's spend a couple of minutes here. And then before we're finished with the noon hour, you had been going to the combine forever. You were one of the first guys to put eyes on Freddie T when pro day and all that, when you knew that Coach Coughlin had an eye on him. We'll never forget the discussions in 1998 with the draft after this team traded Rob Johnson to the Buffalo Bills, 9-25. You guys got both Freddie T and Donovan Darius in the first round.
Yeah, we did. It was phenomenal. Especially, both of them are great people and great people off the field, on the field. But being able to get to I'll never forget going to Florida. And actually, that was the same day my dad passed away. And I told Fred, and Tom goes, "Why are you here?" I says, "Well, that's the kind of person my dad is. He'd rather see me working than gloating over him." But Fred had a phenomenal day on grass. He didn't work out. Like I said, didn't work out at the
no
the
field
combine,
turf that he could get fast on.
But on grass, he ran well. It was, and I was as a young coach, the running back, the older coaches and Dick Hoke at Pittsburgh, him and Jim Anderson have been at Cincinnati Bengals for years. They made me as a young coach do the workout in front of all the owners, scouts, and everything else. So I'm doing the actual workout with Fred and his change of direction, his burst, his acceleration. I never forget just looking in his eyes. In his eyes, when you ask Fred to do something, he's doing 100 miles an hour and he's in thought. You know, and halftime, you got to bring him back. It's like, Fred, I'm here. Okay? But he challenges himself. The thing you love about Fred, he's never settled. He's never satisfied with himself. He always thought he could do something better. You know, if he hit a hole or this and that, he said, oh, jeez, I missed it. I got to make up for it. You know, or you know, he was always analyzing the next situation. That day he ran for 250 yards in Pittsburgh. He could have ran for 275. I'm serious. He was in a zone. He was a different breed, a different person. But here's a running back coming out of the University of Florida, and they were throwing the ball all over the place. You know, they weren't known for running the ball other than, you know, some of the guys before him. But he wasn't running the ball an awful lot. But he was showing the tools of the talent and the desire that he's a Hall of Famer and should be.
I agree.
There's no reason for him not to be. In any other market, whatever, he would be in there. We used to show film. I would show film of Fred every Friday of Denver and their run scheme and certain players who were having success. And we sit to say, well, you know, you put a truck through that hole. You know, they're cutting on the back of the legs of, you know, the interior linemen, D linemen. And, you know, their whole scheme was for running the ball. You go to Pittsburgh, they're going to run the ball and play great defense. I'd show them tapes of Foster and other running backs. But the things that he could do and make people miss and have balance and stay on his feet and not let his feet stop and make people, you know, he believed he could will himself anything, even if you can't. And the difference, I say, is magic. Not everybody has that kind of magic. That if there was no blocking at all, sooner or later you got to worry that he's going to pop one. That's Fred. Now, Leonard, that was a reach. I didn't see it. It's a big, fast guy who can run a straight line, but
didn't
not
have that.
He didn't have that wiggle in the hole to just make people miss. All right. Now, that's the only thing I'm looking at ETN at times. He can one-step cut, and he can do something, and he's smooth, and he's very fluid, but he's got to learn to stay on his feet more. So there are times he goes down too easy, and that's a challenge for a back. You never want to be regarded as a guy who goes down too easily in situations, but he has that suddenness, speed to go from one level to the next level that you're going to miss.
Yeah.
Now, Tootin has some of that. Tootin has stronger leg power than ETN. But ETN, as a athlete, you're going to miss the every down. You know, I'm not worried about him.
Stop, start, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I'm not worried about him fitting in the pass game. I'm not worried that, oh, geez, this pass pattern, you know, this pass route that I'm anticipating him to know and run, you know, he can do it or not.
Yeah.
He can do that. Okay? The thing was the injury, the tough physical finish at times on ETN, but he proved that this year. I think all around, this was his best year as a complete running back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That you didn't, as a coach, I would say, I'm not worried about these other guys. But if a rookie comes in there and he hadn't had a lot of experience, you know, I'm still trying to feel him out.
Yeah.
And luckily, he played through this whole season, you know, injury-free. You know, now, are they going to miss him in the situation? We'll see. We'll see. I said the verdict is out. You know, I think, you know, if you're a Tootin right now, you're excited. You know, I mean, you have a love for the brotherhood in the room and everything, but this is a profession. It's, you know, you want to say it's, if I'm Tootin, I want to say this is my time.
Right.
I'm not letting anybody come in here and take away from my time. Even if we got to split duties, it's my time. The other kid has got to develop. Allen's got to develop into an athlete. He's tough. He's physical. He's special teams. All right. Don't they pay you to score touchdowns, son? Don't they pay you to move the chains and do those kind of things? Well, if they bring in White in here, they already know he can move the chains. We're not expecting him to be Fred Taylor. We're expecting him to move the chains so we can do what we want to do. Okay, we're going to throw the ball. We're going to run the ball when we need to, but he can help move the chains when they need to. The thing they missed last year is understanding that the clock has got to be your friend. When you run the ball, that brings toughness as well as the clock and keeping the elite quarterbacks off the field.
Yeah. No, Coach, I was going back to Fred. I remember when he came here in 98. Remember how we used to scrimmage inside the stadium against the defense and stuff of it in 98?
Yeah.
And I remember we ran 36 zone, and he cut it back, and he outran the middle linebacker, the DB, and the safety. And me and Bo looked at each other like, oh, we got us one. We got us one.
All right, so maybe one or two thoughts as far as that rookie class that you did watch in the running back combine drills that might have stuck out to you. We'll do that coming up. It is XL Primetime. Coach Gerald Ingram, one of our dudes. We feature our Both Sides of the Ball podcast during the entire season, and then we'll pick it back up once we get into the free agent and draft world. So we appreciate Coach Gerald Ingram stopping by and hanging out with us.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford, where speed is the spectacle.
You'll bypass him on the back straightaway.
This Sunday at Phoenix. We had a lot of speed. Powered by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010 XL.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Only at Firehouse Subs.
March is coming in like a lion at Best Bet, and Clockwork Cash Out is back with a vengeance at all locations. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in March, from 6 p.m. till midnight, $500 will be given away every 30 minutes while playing the table games. The excitement is roaring at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com, the rapid equity loan program, can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine. Pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Jacksonville, it's official. Men's professional soccer is back with the USL Championship. Your Sporting Jacks Pro Soccer Club kicks off its historic first men's season on March 7th, bringing fast, physical, world-class soccer back to the First Coast. This is more than a new pro sports team. It's world-class soccer played on a national and international stage. Be there from the very beginning. Season tickets with seats starting at just $10 per match. On sale now at sportingjacks.com. Sporting Jacks. Pro soccer, pro Jacks.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Have you been thinking about selling your home and you haven't pulled the trigger? Let me tell you about Chad and Sandy and the experts that will help you make that decision. Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building, so now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Need to sell now, need to sell fast, need max price. Check, check, check. Chad and Sandy have the science behind it. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jonathan writes from Mount Pleasant. The only thing standing between me and my dream of hitting the road in my RV was selling my Mount Pleasant home. After hearing Chad and Sandy on the radio, I gave them a call. The results were unreal. In just 3 days, I had multiple offers at full asking price. So can you. Call the local experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
So there are teams that are making stuff happen. You're leading up to free agency. You got guys that are getting cut left and right, but the Rams are agreeing to trade for Chiefs running back Trent McDuffie. Now, this is significant because McDuffie is another one of those dudes that as soon as he was drafted, he walked in. He's one of those classic step into that uniform and start for that team. And so general manager Les Snead, that's the Jimmy Gladstones of the West. I think we all know that. And so they basically are trying to work out a deal and will use one of the team's 2 first-round draft picks to pull that off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got Jeremiah Love linked to them because they got the 9th pick overall.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, is Kareem Hunt still there? I mean, Kareem still, you still got.
But he's just a little up in age.
Yeah, he's a little up in age. Yeah,
Trent McDuffie
is their cornerback.
Yeah, cornerback.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
Yeah. And so he's a guy that as soon as he came in, he was who was the other dude? L'Jarius Sneed, does that sound right? That was on the other side for a long time when the Chiefs were winning Super Bowls, and it was basically Chris Jones wreaking havoc up front, and you had Honey Badger in the back playing safety, and you had both McDuffie and Sneed making plays. Then L'Jarius goes off to Tennessee, not necessarily the same cat, but Trent McDuffie, he's a dude.
Yeah.
And you had Nick Bolden. You had those guys that were kind of coming through the draft and doing great things on the defensive side of the ball for Kansas City. But anyway, one of those first-round picks that the Rams now have, apparently going to send it to Kansas City and get Trent McDuffie, the cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Gerald Ingram, a couple more minutes with one of our coaches before we say goodbye. So you saw a lot of the drills at the Combine. You are a running back coach by trade. You just laid out the case that they're going to give Bashal Tootin an opportunity. Quinn Allen, improve some of your work as far as a runner goes. Who else did you see that you liked at running back?
I mean, the running backs that I saw, I mean, the times were really good this year. The guys that were sub 4.5, but Jeremiah Love is, he's going to be gone. Obviously, he's got
like Dick Search just said, he's going to be
gone. But some of the lower level guys. But I thought the other kid in Notre Dame actually was better in transition and in his change of direction, his body movement. He was able to one-step cut. He didn't skip through, the in and out drills and those kind of things. Is Jadarian Rice, Price. The other backup Notre Dame running back ran real well. I thought Seth McGowan, at Kentucky looks good, as a later guy. But the guy overall, who made me think of Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield was Eli, the kid from Navy.
Yeah,
hardworking guy, Heidenreich, and he ran precise routes. He looked like a natural catcher out of the backfield, and he just reminded me of Ryan Grant and a couple of other guys I've had in the past. But I thought he was pretty impressive. I'm curious to see how he ends up.
So Eli Heidenreich out of Navy, and by the way, they got Raywan Lane out of Navy this last year, the safety, who was also a special teamer. But Heidenreich 4.44 40, the 10-yard split 1.55, 35.5-inch vertical, 10-foot broad jump. So yeah.
What are his projections as far as, is he projected second, third?
Oh, I would think he's going to be a little further down.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's his measurements, Coach?
I don't have all his measurements here, but I just I
remember seeing him.
Yeah, going through the drills and watching the 40. But it really impressed me is his ability to go through the drills pretty smooth. With less wasted movement. Out of the guy. And just like you said, a natural catcher, playmaker out of the backfield. Everything else you just have to watch. I got to look at some more film on him actually playing.
Yeah.
But in shirts and skirts, I was impressed.
Yeah. Now, when you look at guys, like when you look at running backs, as far as the film goes, you're going to watch games where the competition is steep. I'm sure that when you watch film on Freddie T, you probably watched him against Georgia or any other SEC team that was kind of dominant back then, Alabama, Tennessee, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, the most important thing that, when I met with the players at that other building where we could meet one-on-one without anybody around, I asked the kids, I said, tell me what your 3 best games are and give me your 2 worst, and then tell me why. And looking at their 2 worst, I want to see if they're going to blame the offensive line. Who are they going to blame, the reason why, or why it wasn't a good game? They didn't see the hole well. They weren't as patient. Are they detail conscious? Do they put it on themselves? Because the running back can control so much of a team's attitude offensively and defensively. I want to see how he's going to lead and control by his actions. Because everybody's watching him, the D lineman and everybody else are watching him on the sideline when he makes a play and makes things happen and keeps that clock, because it gives them time on the sideline. The offensive linemen love when, you know how it is, you love when a runner does something above and beyond the X's and O's, other than if you got to get all the yards for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, what does he do? The balance, the transition, the smoothness, the confidence that he has. Does he have magic or not? So I'm looking for everything you can out of that tape. I'm not looking at those glorified highlights. Yeah. I hate those.
Yeah.
I want to know when his job starts when first contact. Does he make a guy miss physically, finesse, whatever?
Listen, that 90-yard run that Frick had in the Dolphin game, that playoff, the offensive line blocked no one.
Well, I can tell you a whole story on that one. We come up with one of the worst plays you can think of. All right. And that's what we do as coaches sometimes, because we watch somebody else do it and it might have worked and somebody fell down. Yeah. So we come up with like a power draw or whatever it was. So Fred and I were during the week, we're like, where do you think the hole's going to go? Because it's like power draw.
Yeah.
You might as well come off the ball if you're going to do that.
I ain't going to even lie, bro.
So the end squeezed down.
I know.
And he had no place to go. So he kept bouncing out and he made a play. I was with that linebacker. I'm trying to think his name. I was with him at a wedding this summer, and he still talks about that play because he said Kyle Brady held him. I said, no, Fred bounced outside of you. He didn't hold nothing. You didn't stand a chance on catching Fred. It didn't matter. And what was it? The safety?
Brock Marion.
Yeah,
Brock Marion. He was at the wedding too.
Wow.
And I said, you let Fred get you too. But you know what was more impressed, Brock? I said, Jimmy Smith ran past you. That was more impressive.
All right, good stuff, Coach. As always, we appreciate it. Gerald Ingram, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll visit with you on both sides of the ball coming up in a couple of weeks. And then, of course, we will be just steaming towards the draft, which is great stuff. Both he and Duff give us on both sides of the ball.
XL Primetime, driven by big #1 Duval Ford, the #1 place to buy your next vehicle. Some situations call for mystery.
Yes, the answer would be...
And sometimes they call for 1010XL.
Bingo.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
From free agency to the draft, training camp to the playoffs, nobody covers the Jags like Jaguars today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony bring the smartest football talk in Duval. Covered by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Most people think we only know sports around here, but they're wrong. Frank Frangie here. I also know who to turn to when I need a floral arrangement, and that's Kuhn Flowers. When you need to send that someone something special, rely on Kuhn Flowers. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler.
If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for any orthopedic issue you have. I'm back to my Olympic training, and I feel great.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago, went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Zero Res. The Jacksonville Jaguars are re-signing tight end Quentin Morris to a one-year deal that'll be worth up to $3 million. Morris caught 6 passes for 55 yards and a touchdown last season. His 6 solo special teams tackles were the 6th most on the team. Now he's under contract for the Jaguars at the tight end spot ahead of free agency. Joining the names at that position currently on the team being Brenton Strange, also Johnny Munt, Hunter Long, and Patrick Herbert. Right now, 73 degrees at 104. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. XL Primetime Wednesday, teed up by the Golf Club of Southampton, home of the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open Golf Tournament.
Looking forward to being back out there, especially with all the opportunities coming up. Membership, you need to take advantage of it right now before that initiation fee goes up after the renovations, and they are taking on members and enjoying the opportunity to get out there and play some good golf at the Golf Club of Southampton. You can call 287-PLAY, and it's like saving an extra $1,000 if you do it before the renovations, along with that $500 of Pro Shop credit. Make sure you check it all out, golfsouthampton.com, or check out their Facebook page. Now, we're going to keep talking golf with our man Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players, coming up here in just a second. I don't know if you saw this on Sunday, Big, but I know that you have battled nerves in big games, but you're one of 11. You're part of a team. And sometimes maybe you can mask it just a little bit. When you're a golfer and you start to struggle down the stretch, it is obvious to everybody. And Shane Lowry had at one point a 4-shot lead, and I believe it was 4 shots with 4 to play. And it
had a meltdown.
Yeah, it did not go well after that. I hate to even use that as the nice build up to our guest, but let's do it right now.
Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Well, I said I hate to use it as a segue, but it's always a pleasure to say hello to Lee Smith, Executive Director of the Players, and we are days away, people. Today's Wednesday. This time next week, you will have the Players fine-tuning their games before they go into competition on Thursday. Lee, welcome in. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out. Hopefully we can replicate maybe 5 or 6 of these next week.
Well, I tell you what, I used the segue with Big Sirs before we got you on. Shane Lowry, who I swear goes low every single time he tees it up at PGA National, the champion course, home of the Bear Trap. And anyone who is a golfing fan knows exactly what I'm talking about. But if you didn't see it, Shane Lowry has had an opportunity to win this tournament once before. Besides all the good scoring that he has had there record-wise over the years, he had the lead. And then a rainstorm comes in, he loses the lead, and Sepp Straka beats him. And that's bad enough. He comes into this past Sunday, with a 4-shot lead, and it looks like he's going to win. He's leading by, what was it, Lee, 3 or 4 heading into the Bear Trap. Bottom line is he double bogeys 16 and 17, loses 4 shots over 2 holes, and loses the tournament. That hurt.
No, and you're exactly right, Joe. I mean, and they were shots that weren't close. That almost looked like, because he lives there, almost looks like maybe he was putting too much pressure on himself to try to win that golf tournament. Because the tee shot on 16 was with an iron off the tee, just playing for position, and hit the fairway, and it was 30 yards into the water. And then obviously a very similar shorter iron shot on 17 to make double. I mean, I hope that that's one of those kind of crushing losses that doesn't impact him going forward.
Yeah, I felt for him. That's why I was asking Big Sirs. I said, just from a mental, I said 1 of 11 or 1 of 5 along the offensive line, you might be able to hide something. You can't if you're a golfer.
Yeah, well, Lee, I mean, as a player, if you're struggling as a player, you got your teammates you could talk to, guys come around you, pat you on the back. Well, if you're a golfer, I mean, you're kind of riding this thing alone, don't you not?
Yeah, I think a lot of players, you're exactly right, Leon. I think a lot of players will tell you that it's a very lonely profession, traveling from week to week, and whether sometimes you have your family, sometimes not. But obviously you go outside those ropes or inside those ropes, it's you and the caddy. I will say that they, more and more, certainly they travel a lot more with teams with their psychologists and teachers and a lot of different things. But it's a lonely game, especially when you're the one out pulling the trigger and hitting into the water. It's there can be tough recovery times for sure.
All right, well, let's get to the players, some of the big things that are going on, because I'll use another segue. It was great for Nico Echeverria. He is a talented young player that comes from Latin America, Colombian, and lives in Jacksonville. So he's got Jacksonville ties. But for Echeverria, that was such a huge win for him, Lee, and especially to ride that into Bay Hill and, of course, into the players.
No, you're exactly right. I think funny, it was funny enough that I think 2 days earlier, Kevin Kisner might have said, I like the way that this guy's looking and handling himself and the game around here. And I think what people maybe don't realize about Nico is that, he's a multi-time winner. This isn't a totally fresh face that's winning an event like that. And you can only imagine how those kind of leveling up and confidence-wise things happen on the PGA Tour. You could certainly see him approaching leaderboards at these big events that are coming up around players and other signature events and those types of things over the next couple months. It wouldn't be surprising to see his name floating towards the top.
Now, Lee, will weather be in play next week at the Players?
I hope not. I think right now, Leon, we're really focused on a beautiful week. We have, and the forecast is telling us as much. We're even, kind of bolstering up our water levels and sunscreen levels and all of those types of things. We're looking at, especially early week, 80-degree temperatures and maybe for the weekend in the mid 70s and a lot of sun. So, I think that's going to make it. We sell 23,000 Sawgrass splashes. Our Tito's drink out here, I think that that might approach 30,000 next week if the weather's beautiful.
He just raised his hand. He's willing to participate.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have one of them tall cup stacks. That's the plan.
Oh yeah, love that.
All right, so we will be, just so people can know, I believe most or all the shows will be at Trucks on 10. So we would love for you guys to make plans to find the 1010XL HQ while we're out there. And Trucks on 10 is just one of many, right, Lee, in terms of the amenities that fans can enjoy. They can just walk up. A regular stadium grounds ticket will get you there.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I saw your venue yesterday as I was driving around the golf course. I think you're going to be in a perfect spot for Leon, right next to all the trucks. And a perfect spot for all the fans to be able to interact with you. I think it's a great spot. Just if you walk down 10 fairway on the cart path, you're only about 50 or 100 yards off of the tee, just to the right. I think it'll be a great spot to interact with fans.
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And you're really, honestly, not that far away from Tacos on 12, Lee. You really are not
even
that far
better.
away. And so you can make it all happen. All right, just from agronomy point of view, real quick, I feel like what you have said to either us or the other shows that you've been on, that firm and fast, the overseed is coming out beautifully. The greens, how are they looking, and how excited are you for the test?
No, I think, like anything, Joe, if we can control the moisture, and that means that we don't get a bunch of rain that doesn't allow us to do that. If we can control the moisture on the golf course is in beautiful condition. Some of the cold snaps that obviously we had in January and February, impacted some of the landscapes and flowers, which we've replaced. So the aesthetic will still be around the property, but the playing conditions, tees, fairways, greens are in fantastic shape, and just getting better by the day. And I think if we can control, the moisture and maybe get a little bit of that wind that makes 17 so tricky, and some of these approach shots, 10 to 15 miles an hour, I think we're in for a really, really good test that makes certain shots that seem a little benign, a little bit harder. And I think it'll be a lot of fun for all the spectators to watch.
Now, Lee, how's the parking?
Parking is sold out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's some still available on Sunday, Leon, but we actually reduced the amount of cars. We're fortunate that we're able to park about 12,000 cars in close proximity to parking lots that are attached to the golf course. And for context, that's almost double what you can park in the parking lots connected to Everbank Stadium. So it is a ton of cars.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing. The curse part is that they all have to get here, mostly down A1A. So we encourage people to come early. But if you are looking for parking passes, there are some still available on the secondary sites that are approved by the players at Ticketmaster. But then there's some others that are available Sunday, and we're getting very, very close. As a sneak peek, as a reminder on tickets too. We've sold out Saturday the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And we're getting very, very close to being sold out on Saturday. And I'm thinking, quite honestly, probably within a day or two. So any listeners is looking to come Saturday, I'd scoop up your tickets now.
Yeah, I think that's the way it goes. Friday goes first, Saturday goes second, then you can look at Thursday and Sunday as a heavy volume of activity. Every day's good, that's for sure. And then, of course, you got military appreciation on Tuesday, followed by the last practice opportunity for the players, and fans can get out there and get an autograph. All right, real quickly before we go, anything you need to let them know from the Veterans Fair this weekend, the merch shop opening, or Tuesday's military appreciation?
Yeah, thank you for that, Joe. No, I think this is always a really exciting opportunity. We open up for the fans 10 to 4 starting this Friday, but we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend for everybody's first look at the fan shop. We'll have the Jaguars, the Roar will be here, Jackson DeVille will be here one of the days. We have a couple of food trucks that will be available. You can take a shot on our replica 17th hole challenge. But it's a great opportunity that's complimentary for everyone. Bring the family out, experience the Players Championship this weekend before, 40,000 of your best friends are surrounding you next week. But then Tuesday, Military Appreciation Day, going to be a lot of fun. Ludacris is going to take the stage at 5 o'clock and play an hour's worth of his bangers. And prior to that, a really cool recognition ceremony for our men and women in uniform that'll start at about 4:25. We got a surprise during that half hour, and then we're going to have a closest to the pin competition with one representative from each branch of the military. Going to be an action-packed hour and a half there from about 4:30 to 6 on Tuesday.
Now, Lee, I know you're looking forward to Ludacris' song "Roll Out" being performed there at the Players.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a big stand-up fan. Also, Leon.
Look at you.
Yeah, and then we can always area codes is one of my favorites. We'll,
you got street cred, Lee. I'm just letting you know that right now. You got street cred.
We'll let people look that one up instead of.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I love it, especially when he came in with the bangers. I love it. All right, Lee, hopefully we will see you next week. We know we look forward to being out there. That's for sure. It'll be a bunch of fun. We appreciate it.
Well, look forward to having you, and thank you all for the support.
All right, man. Lee Smith, Executive Director of the Players, and the Executive Director of a giveaway right now is one ET. What do you got, bro?
Oh, speaking of the Players, man, I have a pair of tickets to Players Championship practice round on Wednesday. So if you don't want to be all around because it gets crowded, I got a pair of tickets to the practice round on Wednesday. Plus, I got a little more swag, Joe. You know, everybody who wear those LaFarve hats?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's a big collaboration with the Players and LaFarve, which is a local brand. So I think we're going to give one of those hats away, too.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So somebody holler at me. Somebody come get this hat before I take it home.
All right, 641-1010. I'm going to make them work for it a little bit. Caller number 4, 641-1010, and ET will hook you up.
XL Primetime from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. The game's best golfers and one of the most beautiful courses in the world. Catch live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates from the Players, capped by Corona, Campione Law, and TopDressing.com on 1010XL.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
When someone excels in and out of the classroom, we should celebrate it.
That's why 1010XL brings you the Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, tuned up by
the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville and McClenny to reach your North Florida Kubota Superstore.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I'm celebrating an anniversary. 2 years ago, I hit my goal weight with a Waco 180, 40 pounds gone. Now, I know it's not 100 plus like Hacker, but 40 was my number. That was the weight holding me back, slowing me down. I didn't do it with meds, didn't do it with side effects, didn't rely on shortcuts I had to stay on forever. I did it with a plan. Awesome free coaching for life and learning how to eat in a way that actually works in real life. Awaken 180 knows you travel, knows you eat out, knows you have cravings, a real-life plan for real-life people. Maybe your number's 25 pounds. Maybe it's 40 like mine. Maybe it's over 100 like Hack. Whatever it is, we're proof you can reach it and keep it off without putting something in your body you don't want. Awaken 180 works. Go get your number at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
The Golf Club of Southampton is gearing up for brand new greens and a lot more, and now's your chance to save on membership before the fee increase. Take advantage of a $1,000 savings if you join before the work starts in late April and before the initiation fee goes up. It's a great deal, plus $500 additionally in Pro Shop credit. Don't miss out. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Become a member now and save big. The course is in great shape, so head on out to the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and get on the tee.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay and Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Kick out, Condon passes up a 3. Weaving, spinning, laying it in. Condon through the bomb. Got the friendly back. Home run pass. Condon felt the double. Went up with it anyway. Inside. Condon got the board. Flips it up and in. Back to Condon. Hammer time! Oh, yeah!
I tell you what, it was something for Micah Hanlockton last night. The love that he got from the Rowdy Reptiles, the entire fan base that was there for the last game of the regular season for the Florida Gators in the Exactech Arena, as they were able to claim the SEC regular season championship. Good stuff from all of them. This was without Thomas Houck, but Condon went off. And I tell you what, even Cornelius Ingram was able to get in the ball game.
CJ.
Which I love that he was able to get in there. And they're right now working with an 8-man rotation. But Hanlockton is a guy who's come through significant injury a couple of seasons ago that I know we asked Dr. George Barry about a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, I might bring it back up to him again. But this dude has weathered some storms and has come back and put himself in a position where he has been a huge defensive stalwart for them in the paint.
Well, right now you're projected a 2 seed. If you run the table
Yeah.
of the SEC championship, think you get that 1 seed?
1 seed, baby.
Nice.
I think I heard Joe Lenardi tell Patrick Young and Ron Slay in PB last night on the broadcast as they were leading up to the game with the Gators against Mississippi State is that if UConn loses to St. John's as they kind of go down the stretch here, that also needs to happen. Florida needs to beat Kentucky, go deep in the SEC tournament. He may have said they need to run the table to get to the 1 seed, but we'll see. They're a 6-loss squad right now. A 7th loss may hurt them as far as a one seed goes. I'm looking to see here, Big, because I was looking at the 1 seeds. Obviously, it's them versus UConn right now as far as the last of the 1 seeds.
The 1 seeds, they got Duke, Michigan, and Arizona.
Yeah. And look, they're all worthy.
Yeah.
And what Duke has been doing of late has been impressive. Arizona's win over Kansas doesn't look as good right now because Kansas is all of a sudden falling apart. See what happened to them last night. It is not a good situation with Kansas. The Jayhawks are looking less and less like that championship pedigree that they've been for so long in the Big 12. And it's either the Darren Peterson factor, I'm not quite sure, but it ain't going well in where are they? They're not Manhattan is Kansas State. They're in Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence, Kansas. Sitting there trying to remember which of the towns they were in. But Florida, with the way they have the bigs playing, and like I said, even without Houck, they're averaging, when he's in the paint, 40-plus points per game.
Yeah.
And then you get other cats like Isaiah Brown hitting from the outside. Of course, what Clapshar's been able to do, all the other guys. Boogie still ain't hitting from the outside, but he's still a force.
Well, understand this, Joe Cowher. I supported the Gators during the tournament last year. And your lack of support for the Canes during the football tournament, you've lost my support.
Did you take note of that?
Yes. Yes.
Listen, I fully admit it to you.
I keep receipts.
I fully admitted that I could not have more hardware.
Bro, I took your Gators in the tournament last year. Okay. Rode the train from start to finish.
But I
asked for a little support. Just a little support.
Let's be real, man. If it was a football question, if this was Florida last year rolling to a football natty as opposed to a basketball natty, would you have given them your full support?
Maybe.
No.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think I have it in me? You don't think I have it in me?
Football is king, man. Yeah. No way.
No way. Listen, first of all, I hate Florida State more than I hate y'all.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't want neighbors with hardware in the sport that matters the most.
Okay, I tell you what, when Miami was on their downslide in like the mid-2000s or whatever, and when y'all won, I was rolling with Tebow.
You were.
I was. Miami was on a trajectory downward, and
if you say so. I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, man.
And look, I couldn't help it. I could not have you and JJ with all that smack talk that you had been running.
Smack talk. No.
And
not
another
me.
Championship in the sport that we all love and cherish more than any other.
Yeah. So it's okay that I could cheer for you to spring bling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you listen, you want us to succeed in hoops, maybe even in baseball.
Basketball school, yeah.
Even though we got you a little bit in baseball, but
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you guys have hardware in both of those sports, baseball and football, in Florida. I just didn't want to see another one go down to 305.
Wow.
I'm just trying, and I agree. If you want to kind of hit me back and say, you know what, I'm not on your side for this run.
No, I'm not. I definitely not.
Because we're talking about the Richard Nixon, ladies and gentlemen.
And my Canes are projected 7 seeds. So.
Yeah. So they are at the very least
right now. They're 23-6. They got SMU.
I'm holding up the Richard Nixon. We're going for back-to-back again.
Yeah, you are.
And if that happens,
I don't wish you well. Let me just tell you that right now. I don't wish you well.
And one of our cats in the building, to the max, said that he went to Hard Rock Bet and he might have caught him at plus 1,100.
Ooh.
And right now they're probably plus 650, something in that neighborhood. So that, I think, is a pretty good deal because you're trying to find teams right now. Florida is as red hot as they come. And I was looking to see if I could find this one stat that they put out after the game last night. The Gators, you would consider one of the hotter teams, and the way they are doing it versus a year ago is what's most impressive to me. And this is what makes Todd Golden look as good a coach as is out there right now in the college game, because he can adapt and adjust. He can beat you different ways. They are frenetic pace-wise. They transition extremely well off of a defensive rebound. They catch a lot of second chance points with good offensive rebounds. But listen to this number. The Gators are the first team to score 105 points and win by 30 in back-to-back SEC games since Kentucky in 1971.
Wow.
Okay? It's been a minute. That is something else. There you go. The Gators lit it up last night thanks to American Electrical. Don't forget residential and commercial. They can light up your world. Make sure you check out american-electrical.com.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford. Play-by-play just makes everyday life better.
I did not see this one coming.
Get the most play-by-play on 1010XL, Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio.
If you never saw Zeppelin live, now you can know what it's like. And if you did, relive the magic of Led Zeppelin live. Get the Let Out is back at Florida Theater March 8th. Get the Let Out. Find out what it felt like to see Zeppelin live. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
The road to March runs through Jacksonville. The 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball tournament is coming to VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Catch all 24 Division I basketball programs in action March 3rd through 9th. Reserve your seat today at asunsports.org/tickets. Jacksonville is the destination for ASUN basketball. Get your tickets to the 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball tournament today. asunsports.org/tickets.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number 1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Hey everyone, Lauren Brooks here. As we kick off a brand new year, it's the perfect time to make sure your car is ready for everything 2026 brings. I trust the team at Big Chief Tire. The Parman family has been taking care of my car for years. If you want a safer, smoother ride, start with new tires from people you can count on. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and let Big Chief help you start the year right.
This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee. Can you imagine owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Imagine enjoying fresh produce from the garden, fruit from the orchard, meats from the smokehouse. Every meal is a true farm-to-table experience all year long. Belong to a place where your family can choose nature over screens, spending their days feeding animals, picking berries, and fishing in the farm's pond. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com, their rapid equity loan program, can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500, or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, my golden moment is with the draft around the corner after the combine. It's the evaluation process of knowing what guys love the game and what guys are in the game for the shiny things was easy when I played. You could always tell in the locker room the guys who loved the game, the guys who were just there for the shiny thing. But now these guys are getting shiny things early.
Yes, they are.
Getting shiny things in high school, shiny things in college. So it's hard to attest if you really love the game or if you're just there for the shiny thing. So that evaluation process has got to be difficult for a coaching staff. But eventually, the ones who love it kind of taper away from the guys who are there, who just love what the NFL brings them. So it was easy when I was playing. Absolutely easy. You could tell the guys.
Well, yeah, I think you came in hungry, and the only way you were going to get what you were talking about, the shiny things, was to remain hungry. And it's interesting, Big, that I heard GM say that the groups that are coming in now, 2026 versus, say, your era, are the classic bigger, faster, stronger already exists because the numbers suggest that. But then the other party said they're more mature. And I'm thinking to myself, what is he talking about? There's a bunch of guys that they ain't acting mature. But what I think he meant was they're just older and a little more prepared. They know the drill. They know that part of it. But are they ready to work?
That's
like
true.
You guys were.
Well, I mean, when you say are they ready to work the way, first of all, they don't work as long or as hard. Let me go and put that out there. All right.
That's a stay off my lawn.
I'm just being honest.
90s star right there. All right. I love it when he gets ornery like that. All right. Speaking of ornery,
Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in.
Did you like how I whispered to E.T. right then, Big?
Yeah, I do.
And he's just looking at me like, Gio! That's what he was waiting for. Dr. George Bari joins us now. Gio looked at me too like, what the H is going on here, man? You doing all right?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We're doing great. Matter of fact, E, as he is sitting in with us this week because JJ is enjoying a trip over to Italy with his beautiful bride and future mother, Blake, who's expecting. Check this out, bro, because you have been to Italy a number of times, and this was one sample of what he showed us today. That
nice.
Already with the Miami hoodie on, and he's got this beautiful baked,
nice.
couple of big pies. And when they showed, he showed us these two pictures, Leon, did you think for a minute that him and Blake are each eating those whole pies?
Yeah, I'm surprised that they weren't sharing that, bro. That's a lot of pizza.
So that is a pregnant mama that just says, you know what? I'm eating my own pizza.
Exactly.
You stay away. How much better was the pizza over there versus over here, Gio?
It's different. It's definitely different.
Different?
Yeah, I like it. The food was great there.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Delicious. Okay.
It was amazing.
All right. So let's get to a couple of things injury-wise. If you guys have a sports injury question, 641-1010, toss it Gio's way. Fellowship trained under the renowned Dr. James Andrews. He definitely can help you with any of your injury concerns. Now, Justin Thomas stepping back on the tee this week, okay, on the PGA Tour. A former Players Champion, PGA champion, claret jug he's held in his hands. He is an accomplished player. But anyway, 32 years of age. He went back in November with a microdiscectomy. So explain that and what led him to decide on surgery.
So a microdiscectomy is when you go in there, small incision, and take out the disc that is the herniated disc that's pushing on the nerve. No fusion or anything, but you got to take away some of the bone to go remove some of the discs. So he had that on November 13. We're about 3 months out now. And that's usually the period you could come back and start playing. So why you do surgery? Well, you do surgery if you fail conservative treatment and you have ridiculous symptoms like shooting pain down your leg, muscle weakness, etc. You failed most likely therapy, most likely cortisone injection, and that hasn't worked. So then at that point in time, you do the discectomy to remove the pressure off the nerve.
And the other thing I thought was interesting is that you have to do a microdiscectomy because you don't want any fusion down there because you still want that full rotation of your spinal cord.
The microdiscectomy is if you have a small piece sticking out, right? If you have a terrible arthritis or it's a massive herniation where you lose your disc space, you might need a fusion. But the problem with not microdiscectomy itself, but the problem is when you have a herniation, you can continue to herniate. You also put more pressure in that area, so it may at some point eventually lead to a fusion.
I got you.
All right, so Doc, the Olympics just ended. The hockey team wins the gold. A lot of those guys play in the NHL, and then they're moving to their league. How proponent is it for them to be concerned about injuries, knowing that they played, all this time in the Olympics and now moving on into the league?
I mean, I think it's a great question, and I think there's definitely something to say about not being able to rest and playing too much.
Mm-hmm.
This was talked about when, I'm a big Heat fan, but when the Heat went to the finals 4 times in a row, they had played like an additional season and a half, right, because of the postseason. And it's definitely a big concern for these players that do these types of things. It can be an issue. They have to be careful. They probably have to load manage. I don't know if they do that in hockey, but, something that they have to watch because you're going to be at an increased risk of, you playing more doesn't necessarily in and of itself make you injured more, but fatigue, right, can get you injured more because you're tired, you don't do as well, you don't pay attention as much, and then you have a more prone to injury.
NBA fans, both of you guys, are you into the idea that you would not be eligible for MVP honors if you played less than X number of games? Cutoff right now, 65.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
and if you do the All-Star, too, because a lot of guys get bonuses for All-Star.
You better believe it.
If you do it for All-Star.
I think you should find teams if there should be a certain amount of games where you can't load manage to where you get fined.
You would?
I like the idea of no All-Stars because a lot of people get bonuses for that stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that's a little bit like the Joker had legitimate injuries, and if you look at him and he's below the 65-game threshold, it's going to suck because he is one of the more dominant players. Sagles Alexander had injuries leading into the All-Star game and then missed time coming out of it. Anyway, it's an interesting argument.
Yeah, well, you know what I say to that? Suck it up.
Why don't you just lower the amount of games in the season?
Yeah. Well, and I think it is crazy when you start with load management. When you start the season with load management, I do agree with you there. All right, 641-1010. Let's get a couple of questions as far as what has been going on. 64-year-old male walking 6 to 8 miles daily, attempted to add running, but growing hip pain surfaced, including groin pain. Are these related?
It could be, right. You could have some psoas tightness, which is deep in that pelvis and in that groin region.
Right.
It could be just tightness in the adductor muscles, so it could definitely be related. I would, I say this a lot, but as orthopedic surgeons, we love an X-ray because an X-ray can tell you a lot of things. And so if I don't know how old this person is, but if you're on the older end, you're getting up, you've been on this earth for a while, you might have some arthritis that's just causing that pain.
Okay.
And a quick X-ray can just rule that out quickly and very cheap.
Okay. All right. Make sure if you are having that type of pain that you check it out. That's for sure. And check out Dr. George Bari. You can find him, BariOrthopedics.com. Locations all over the city. And are you getting ready
for? I mean, I was going to ask, I know E was the MC last year for the Sharks. I was going to ask if he's going to run around this year.
Oh, I'm running it back, baby. That's a good way for me to get my steps in.
Yeah. So before every game he'd show up, I need to get wrapped.
Oh, I got to get my ankles
taped.
Yeah.
Spat tape.
So would you wrap him?
No, the ATC wraps.
The trainer would do it. Because get Gio. Just see if you can make him work a little extra as the official team doctor of the Sharks. When are we kicking off?
I'm doing physicals next week, and I think the kickoff is in. I gotta look at. I think 3
it's
weeks,
close.
3-4
the
weeks.
First
I'm doing
home
physicals
game
next week.
The first home game is April 17th.
Yeah. All right. So real quick before you go, E is planning on running. What are you planning on running? 15K?
I ain't planning on running. I'm going to run it. 15K, the Gate River Run this Saturday, baby. It's up.
Well,
9 miles.
Do you have a clause like you can't get hurt? Then the Sharks won't pay you or something?
No, I don't have that clause, man. I should have. We had a meeting yesterday too.
And coming back from successful Achilles repair. Okay.
Shout out Dr. Barr who did my Achilles surgery.
That's exactly right. Thanks to Gio, the older generation.
That my dad did.
Yeah.
All right, Fadi, we appreciate him. That's for sure. All right, it is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime. Driven by Big #1 Duval Ford. Elite service for elite companies. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hacker here. We're rolling towards March, and for most people, that just means better weather and more golf. For me, 2 years ago, this time of year was a life changer. Honestly, it felt like a lifesaver. That's when I started Awaken 180, and in 1 month, I was down 35 pounds. 2 months, 50 pounds. And no, it wasn't magic. It wasn't some miracle shot. I tried the meds. I tried the cutting carbs. I tried convincing myself I was fine. None of it stuck. Awaken 180 wasn't a trick. It was a solution, a real plan, a coach who didn't let me drift, and the weight just melted off. That's the only way I can describe it. And here's the best part that matters. It stayed off. I'm not bracing for it to come back. I've kept my 122 pounds off for well over a year, and it stayed gone. Have 35 to lose? Cakewalk. 50? Simple. If March for you is just another month, fine. But it could be your turning point. It was mine. Awaken. 180weightloss.com.
Good luck surviving the off-season, football fans.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Football's over, it's like a part of me just died inside. 200 days till football's back, but tonight I won't just cry, cause I've got a ways to play. And that's the place with Hard Rock Bet, I will survive.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Looking for golf that doesn't feel like golf? Welcome to Pine Royale, Callahan's new golf entertainment destination. Play a 9-hole par 3 course, compete in TrackMan-powered driving bays, and get ready for all-new 18-hole mini golf coming soon. As the sun goes down, the course lights up. Add in great food, a full bar, and space to hang with the whole crew, and suddenly golf feels a whole lot more social. Search Pine Royale Callahan and come play today.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and Mascot Potty's there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
Homeowners, ready to open your home to spring and shut out high energy bills? It's 31 days of spring savings with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 2 windows or doors and get the third 60% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. But this offer expires March 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. XL Primetime Wednesday, teed up by the Golf Club of Southampton, home of the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open Golf Tournament.
Wrap it up, hand it off to Helmets and Heels. One of the big pieces of news earlier today, as we've been watching the way things are going post franchise and transition tags being handed out before 4 o'clock yesterday. Guys that didn't get tagged, you're wondering what's going to go down with them. And then we gave the news earlier that the Rams made a move to Go get Trent McDuffie, cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, here's the deal. This is full trade per source, according to Adam Schefter. This is worth another that, E.T.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
So Trent McDuffie goes from the Chiefs to the Rams. The Chiefs get the first-round pick that the Rams have, number 29, because the Rams are working with 2 right now. They haven't had too many years where they even had a first-round draft pick, but the 29th in the first round goes the Chiefs' way, along with a 5th, 6th, and a 3rd in 2027.
Yeah, that was when Jigba.
Mm-hmm. You better believe it. You've got to answer that bell. I think what you just said is 100%, because the counter to that is that Mike McDonald was hired by Seattle as a defensive mind, and not as many defensive guys are getting hired these days compared to offensive coordinators getting the head coaching call. He was hired up in Seattle to stop what Sean McVay was doing,
yes,
and what Kyle Shanahan was doing in San Francisco. And so that's how it shook out. But Trent McDuffie, I agree with you, bro. That is answering the Jackson Smith and Jigba bell. Makes perfect sense to me. Let's see what's coming up and if it makes perfect sense.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Taylor Dahl joins us now. Helmets and Heels getting ready to roll. And it does make sense what Leon just said. Trent McDuffie now wearing blue and gold for LA is basically to say,
you may need that.
Yeah, basically we need to stop number 11.
Yeah. One of the craziest things I just read that I didn't realize, the Rams haven't had a first-round pick since they got Verse.
Well, and between Verse and Goff
was a longer gap.
So 2016 was the last time they did it. Then they got Verse 2 years ago. And then obviously here they go again, now getting picks and seeing what they do with it. And they're not afraid to deal.
Yeah.
So let's need the Jimmy Gladstones of the West, as they call it.
It's definitely one of the teams that aren't scared to make the moves. And it feels like whether that's giving up all the picks or trying to get the picks or shipping off the young quarterbacks and saying we want a veteran. I think they're probably starting to look now like how much longer is Matthew Stafford going to be playing, and you do have to shift into that world eventually. And then, you have a lot of weapons in that division that you have to worry about, too.
Just imagine if you can make one more run. That's what they're thinking right now before that window, the proverbial window, closes. All right, ours is closing. What's coming up?
Yeah, so we have Zach Goodall with us all day today. He covers the Gators, obviously, for 24/7, Swamp 24/7. And so we'll talk to him. A lot of Gators. He's been at spring camp this week that has kicked off. So we'll chat Gators, and the draft and kind of connect those if any of those fit for the Jags. We also have Brian Fisher of Sports Illustrated coming on to talk some college football, too. So a lot of college for us today.
Beautiful. Love it. All right, Taylor, thank you.
Thank you.
We will be listening. Helmets and Heels coming up next. Big Sirs, thank you. After giving blood, thank you for lunch today, my brother.
I figured you needed it.
Yeah, I did need it.
Because you was on the hiatus.
Let me tell you something. Something that slips into some grease and is cooked to about 160 degrees, I will take it all day. We had a good time thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton. Don't forget, membership opportunities before the renovation starts. You can save. And make sure you find all the details at golfsouthampton.com or check out their Facebook page. E.T., thanks for hanging out with us, bro. Another day.
Another dollar.
In the books. Josie and Big Sirs will have Maddie back with us mañana.
Then just chew it and do it.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford.
Where am I?
What is this place?